My name is Prarthna Desai, and I'm a director on the Health and Life Sciences team at Gates Ventures. We negotiate in every aspect of our lives, at home, at work, with others, and even with ourselves. When done well, negotiation can lead to better outcomes and satisfaction. When done poorly, it can harm relationships. And when not done at all, it can lead to missed opportunities. In the workplace, women often hesitate to negotiate for themselves, which can impact their career progression, compensation, and even sense of self worth. According to a recent Pew Research Center study, 61% of US women did not ask for higher pay last time they were hired. And according to the WHO, women have a 24 percentage point pay gap compared to men in the health sector, despite the fact that we represent 67% of the health workforce. Why is it so hard? I think there are a lot of factors, but a really important one is social conditioning. Women are often socialized to avoid conflict and to be accommodating. There's also fear of backlash. We worry about being perceived as aggressive or ungrateful if we negotiate. And there's a confidence gap. We undervalue our own contributions to the point that we stop ourselves before even asking for higher compensation. And of course, there's implicit bias that can show up in hiring practices and compensation decisions and discussions. Particularly in global health, there can be pressure to work hard for the greater good above personal needs and preferences. There are many factors, including context, culture, and timing, that should inform when, how, and for what to negotiate. But negotiating is important. It can close the gender pay gap, which would enable equal treatment and fair compensation for the skills, experience, and contributions that women make. In terms of professional development, salary negotiations can strengthen communication skills and impact future earnings and career potential. And perhaps most importantly, successful negotiation can boost confidence and increase sense of self-worth at work and outside. For my leadership project, I focused particularly on negotiations related to compensation when one, considering a job offer, and two, pursuing a raise. I'm interviewing a handful of global health luminaries about best practices they've adopted and or observed throughout their careers related to salary negotiation. I picked the scope because I believe global health leaders who support equity can be powerful allies and advocates for openly discussing and sharing best practices about compensation. They can also be important change agents for their own teams, organizations, and broader networks. I want to empower women leaders in global health to know their market value and ask for what they deserve. By focusing on negotiation when considering a job offer or pursuing a raise, I hope to empower any woman with concrete questions, tactics, and examples they can reference to take action in their own jobs, and hopefully create a positive halo for their teams and broader networks too. After my interviews are complete, I plan to create a guide with tips on 1, what to negotiate for, and 2, best practices on how to go about doing that negotiation. I hope the WomenLift health community, including my cohorts in other countries, and alumna, will be the initial change agents to use the guide I put together and negotiate their salaries. Eventually, I hope this group of women leaders will use the guide to mentor younger generations and support peers in doing the same. I want to conclude by sharing my deepest thanks to this exceptional community of women leaders, as well as the many mentors and coaches we've had the privilege of working with over the past year. I'm looking forward to staying in touch and continuing to being the change that we hope to see in the world. Thank you.